All right, welcome to Real Estate Success. I'm your host, Mena Badros, here today with Chef Morell out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, agent with eXp Realty. Been in the real estate game over 20 years now, going on 21 years. Jeff, great to have you.
Thank you, Mena. It's good to be here. I appreciate you asking me to be on for sure.
For sure, no. Jeff, real quick, I want people to get to know who you are before we get into real estate business. Without mentioning any of your professional accomplishments, can you tell people who you are?
Yeah, for sure. From Indiana, born and raised, graduated from college, Butler University back in Indianapolis, moved to California, lived out there for about 15 years. I went out there to work in the film business. My senior year of college, there was a film crew that came to town, and I worked on this movie Hoosiers. A lot of people maybe have seen it, basketball movie, Gene Hackman and Dennis
Very
Hopper.
cool.
If you're from Indiana or the Midwest, everybody back there, they still talk about that movie. But anyway, good movie. Had a great experience there. Went to California, worked in the film business in production for about 8 or 9 years. Became a Christian while I was out there. Actually started going to church out there. Had to get my life together. I was going all kinds of crazy directions, being single in the film business and making lots of money and whatever. Lots of stories for that. But met my wife out there actually at the church I was going to. We got married and went full time ministry for about 7 years. And
That's
then,
awesome.
yeah, so a whole different career move, whatever, but loved it. Love working with people, getting in there with people. Everybody's got their stories and situations, and love getting in there and trying to help people through the obstacles and the challenges best I can and whatever. And so, but we got married. We have two daughters. They were 4 and 1 when we decided it was time to step out of ministry and make the move out of LA. We had no family out there. We wanted to get our kids closer to grandparents, cousins, that kind of stuff. So it was either going to be Indiana, where I'm from, or Colorado, where my wife's family was at the time. And we come to visit in Colorado, loved it. And so December of '99, we moved here to Colorado Springs. My father-in-law is a real estate developer. So I had no idea what I was going to do when I got here. But one day he and I were out walking, and he's like, hey, whatever. He was super busy. And he's like, this cell phone strapped to my hip, I'd love to give it to you because I want to travel more. And he does photography, great photographer. He wants to go out and photograph, things in nature and all these things. And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So he put me on a salary. I started working with him in the real estate development. So that's really where I got my feet wet in the real estate business. 9/11 hit and all of his projects just froze. And
Right.
so at that point, there's about 3 months really where there was just nothing going on. All of our meetings stopped, everything just stopped. And, he's paying me. He never said a word, but I'm like, like there was nothing to do. I'm getting a salary every month because I'm his son-in-law. It just felt that way. And I hated that feeling. So I went and got my real estate license. He had done it before. So we talked about it. I went and got my license and started doing residential sales January 2002. And so been doing it the last, it'll be 21 years now here in January. So, whatever. I'm on like, I don't know, my fourth or fifth career at this point. So it's just,
Yeah, that's
here's
awesome.
the, here's the journey,
Yeah,
So yeah.
so that's how you got into real estate. But I'm curious, what about you that made you want to go into the ministry before real estate?
Part of it, again, I love working in the film business. I mean, to this day, I love movies, love going to the movies, all that kind of stuff. I think, to be honest, I mean, when I became a Christian, I mean, I really did a 180. I really just did it lifestyle wise. I just did a complete 180 because I'll be honest, I was going down a road that was like, it was crazy. I mean, I just, again, I'm single. I'm making a lot of money in that business. You become who you hang around. And I was just not around the best people. I mean, it was just party, party, party. And this is what it was. And I think, I became a Christian. I can't tell you how many times, probably for I don't know, those last couple of years, in the business where I'm laying down in bed, going to bed at night, and no joke. I mean, this sounds crazy, but the tears would just start rolling. I'm just like, what am I
Mm,
doing with my life? I mean, I'm
right.
going in a good direction career wise, but on a personal level, it was a mess. I think one of the things I saw was being around some really big people in that business. I mean, I got to know a lot of people, went to a lot of big parties, and I mean, I worked with Michael Jackson. I mean, there's some big names I worked with,
Yeah.
and I'm just telling you, like, cameras are on and they're on. Cameras go off. They're just like you and me, and I'm not kidding you. Most of them that I got to know, miserable. There was just an emptiness there. The money didn't do it. The fame didn't do it. The chasing the next thing, chasing the next thing. So I knew something was missing. I became a Christian, August of 1992. The church I was part of was growing, And my wife and I were kind of leading a small group there, and we had a leaders meeting. And afterwards, they were like, "Hey, Jeff and Lynn, can you stick around for a few minutes? Want to got a couple things we want to talk to you about." So sure, we stick around. Like, "Hey, we're growing. We need help. We'd love to have you guys come on full time. We don't need an answer right now. Go home, pray about it." For me, it was a quick decision because I've always loved mentoring people. I
Right.
love working with people. That goes clear back. I can go back to like junior high and just think about some of the different people that I was in there with, whatever. I love doing that. And so I think that whole idea of ministry, it just resonated with me in a big way. Now it was a major, I went from making $1,000 a day in the film business to 2,000 a month in
Right.
ministry. I mean, it's just there's no money in it. That's not why you do it.
Right.
But it was an easy decision for me. I think I'll never forget the last music video that I worked on. I did a lot of music videos. This is mid to late 1980s, early 90s, whatever. MTV was still music. And so the last music video I worked on was a Janet Jackson video. And I remember being on the set, and back then, this is before streaming and all this kind of stuff
Right.
that we have now. The VHS tapes. Those that are old enough to remember VHS, or even like
Right.
DVDs started coming out. But they would do the MTV version of a video, and then they would do the home video version. So the home video, MTV would come. Here's the line. We're going to come right up to it. The home video version, there is no line. We can cross the line. And I just remember, like, I honestly, and now I'm a Christian, and it violated so much of my conscience. Like, I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm just like, there were things about it that just felt so wrong to me because I'm literally trying to get my life in order,
Right.
with what I believe is the right way to do it. I mean, if, here's the Bible. I want to follow it. And there were things that it was just, I felt like I'm compromising myself. And so when they asked us to come on staff, ministry wise, I'm like, it was an easy decision for me, and I loved it. And to this day, I love it. I mean, I'm not directly involved in ministry as far as a paid position, but we still are very involved, with our church and leading a group and mentoring a lot of people and all that stuff. I love all that. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know that. So thank you for
Yeah.
sharing.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so you kind of talked about, how you got started in real estate. I'm sure your real estate career has evolved.
Yeah,
What do you do now in real estate? And then we'll kind of go back to some of the things you've done in the years before.
for sure. No, the last couple years, I mean, we moved to EXP. My wife and I, we work together. She's a realtor also. Tell that story later. But we moved to EXP. It'd be 5 years ago, February. When we first got here, we were both still very active in our real estate business. And we're still doing a lot of deals. We'll do 40, 50 deals a year. I had a team when I came over here. I realized after being here for a little bit, I really don't need that team. I like the EXP. I like to call it a modern team. There's a lot of teams here. There's a lot of traditional teams at EXP, but I realized like there's for me, it felt like a better way to build a team with EXP than the team that I had. And so I did go that direction. So a couple years ago, I kind of made a shift. My wife primarily handles our real estate transactions. I will get involved where she needs my help and stuff, but I'm primarily focused on reaching out to agents and showing them the power of the EXP model because I know what it can do for people. I'm passionate about showing people what this can do. And we can dive into that a little bit, but I think, when I really wrap my head around what EXP could do, multiple streams of income for what we're already going to be doing anyway. I was already doing all the stuff but now I'm just getting paid in multiple ways for what I was doing before, and so and every realtor has that opportunity here, to really build something that can outlive you. If we could build something that can just pay us in multiple ways, whether we have any closings that month or not, and there's some power in that. And I love showing that to agents because most agents out there, I mean, again, they're 2 or 3 months away from being out of business. They're
Mm.
living deal to deal, check to check, whatever. And especially in this economy, in this market right now, things are shifting, whatever. It's like the good agents, you get through it, you adjust. But we're going to see a lot of agents leaving the business, and some rightfully so. I mean, honestly, there are a lot of people got in probably for the wrong reasons. But there's a lot of people right now, like I'd love to help them see that, hey, there's just smarter ways to run your business. And so I'm very passionate about showing agents this model and how this can fit into what they're already doing anyway and getting paid in multiple ways. So still doing a
Right.
lot of real estate, but it's primarily my wife. I'm focused, really more on helping to build, the EXP brand out there with people because of what the power of it can do. So
Now, let's talk about that for a second because I mean, you're not new to passive income
right,
or multiple streams of income. You've been
right.
doing that even before EXP. Can you kind of tell people a little bit about where you come from before EXP and kind of what about this model that's a little different when it comes to that?
Yeah, for sure. So again, built our real estate up really big. When I got in my third year in the business, I did 72 deals my third year by myself, no
Okay.
assistant. And so I had a big year. I was building it, building it, building it. I was working like crazy. It's kind of a strength and a weakness for me. Like if I'm going to do something, like I'm going to do it. I go full tilt. Now sometimes I can do that at the expense of everything,
Of other
my
things, right?
health, my family, my marriage, whatever, and again, so I've had to learn how to balance that out, but it was way out of balance back in the day, just I'll admit that totally. Um, I ended up, building a team, moved to Keller Williams, built a team, and we had the number one Keller Williams team here in Colorado Springs for several years, doing a lot of business. But burnout just hit in a big way. And I was approached about, this has probably been about 11, 12 years ago, um, by it was a company that it was a travel, like a vacation company, like a vacation club. And there's a business side to it, which I'm like, I have no interest in the business. I don't have time for another business. My God, I'm working 90 hours a week in my real estate, but vacation, I need a vacation like yesterday, like badly, like we were dying for a vacation. So they had great prices. My wife and my two kids and I, we joined this travel club. Okay. Just
Yeah.
to travel, and to save money on travel. We did a cruise with this company. It was $380 total for a 5-day cruise for my whole family,
Oh
not per
wow,
person, total for the family you know and I
good
thought
deal.
there's no way, there's got to be a catch to this thing, like there's no way
Right.
they're going to leave me in Mexico, like something's not going to work. And I'm like,
This is only a one way ticket.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm like, but anyway, but it worked. And so we had a blast, our first real vacation in a couple of 2-3 years because of the way we were working with our real estate. Plus we were talking like 2010, I mean 2008, 2009, the recession that hit, that was challenging. So all kinds of factors in there, but I was just burnt out. So we had this vacation, it was phenomenal. We come back, I go into my Keller Williams office, and there were 5 agents that day. Of course, what's everybody ask you when you come back from a trip? Hey, how was your trip?
How's your trip? Yeah.
Oh my God, here, let me show you the pictures. Yeah, I mean, I'm pulling up things and showing them stuff, whatever. And then I told them the price, $95 a piece for a 5-day cruise, all the food, everything. Like it worked. It was real. It was a real trip. It worked. 1,500 people on the boat. They all paid this. We paid this because of this travel club. Well, how can I do that? I have no idea how this works. But I called the lady that showed me this company, and next thing you know, 5 agents at the Keller Williams office that day, they joined because they want to go take the trip.
Hmm.
Well,
Right.
then I thought, well, I might as well, like, what if, I don't know, I might as well, like, I don't know, maybe bring in a few $100 a month. I might as well on my side over here, just side time, show some people how this travel club works. Well, that thing took off. And we started taking some trips, more trips around our real estate, whatever. And we built a team of over 4,000 people that joined that travel club through us,
That's
which
awesome.
then paid us every month just passive income from their trips and different things they were doing and whatever. And so anyway, so we had that going, and so that we just were having a blast with that. That kind of led into when I saw EXP, and again, we're still doing our real estate. We're very active with our team and all this kind of stuff. And I saw this EXP model. I'm like, wait a minute, like it's like I know how to do this, like I can help build a team over here, like what I had over there with the travel,
Right.
and it's real estate. It's just a better model. It's a completely different model. I hear this all the time. Like, I'll call agents and, hey, have you ever looked at the XP model? Well, no, but I'm happy and blah, 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 whatever. Well, some things, no, I just want to show you how this works. Well, what are the splits? So I'll tell them the splits. I'm like, but that doesn't matter what the splits are. Most people, when they move companies in real estate, there's really 4 factors for most agents in moving from one company to another. What are the splits? 80-20, 70-30, 95-5, whatever.
Right.
What's the cap on that? 10,000, 20,000. I was with a guy this morning. He had no cap. He gave his company over $100,000 last year. That was an appointment I had 2 hours ago. Okay. No cap. What's the monthly fee? 50, 100, 500, 1,000, whatever. What do I get for all that? Do I get leads? Do I get a website? Do I get, training? Do I get collaboration? Well, EXP has all that stuff as well,
Right.
but we have so much more.
Right.
We have other things then that other people don't have. We have stock bonuses. We have this revenue share plan where you can share in the revenues coming into the company because we're owners in the company, just like the broker owners out there now. But I don't have the liability of a broker. There's all these other factors. So this isn't just another model.
Mm.
And that's my point with this. Those questions that people ask me sometimes on the phone, like they're relevant, but at the end of it all, that's not, they don't matter so much. There's a lot more to see in this. Don't make your quick decision over the phone because the split here is a little bit maybe more than what you have over there. No, 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 no. You need to look at this because you don't know what you don't know. There's
Right.
a whole lot more going on over here. There are lots of reasons why the top agents across the country are flocking here. I mean, they're moving here every week. Here comes more stories with a big team or a brokerage. Or I did an interview kind of like this yesterday with a lady in Montana, and she's been in the business 10 years. And 4 years ago, she started her own brokerage. Okay. And a small boutique brokerage, 7 agents. Somebody reached out to her, 4 or 5 months ago, asked her to look. No, I'm good. I'm at 100%. I'm my own broker. We got our brand. Well, no, you can keep your brand, blah, 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 this stuff. She's like, okay, well, I'll look at it, but I'm not moving. I'll look.
Right.
She looked at it and then she brought her whole brokerage over here because it just made sense when she saw it. But without looking, you don't know what you don't know. This is not just another model. You
Right.
owe it to yourself to at least look at it
For
and then
sure.
make a decision for yourself. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But at least know what you're saying no to.
Right. It's not just an apples to apples comparison. There's much more beyond that. Uh,
Absolutely.
that definitely makes it worth it. So
Absolutely.
when you're looking at an agent or a team, in your case, as moving, and since a lot of people kind of look at the business thing, like, will my business improve? Will my business be better? Or how will my business be better? Right. So, what are some things that you think you could resolve or solve before coming to EXP that EXP kind of allowed you or your team to do?
Well, first of all, I think the training. I mean, that goes into it. So I had my team, and we would do weekly meetings and trainings, and I had them trained into my system and all that kind of stuff, whatever. But there's only so much that I can do. So I come over here. I can still train my team like I always did, but
Right.
now they get access to 80 to 100 hours a week of training provided by EXP. And this isn't just like some corporate guy doing training. This is like the agents training agents. And these agents who are doing the trainings are some of the top agents across the country. We have what's called an icon series of classes. There's like, 40 or 50 of those every week. Those classes, those are taught by the icon agents at EXP. Those are the biggest agents. Those are the agents that are, that's like it's a top level to hit at EXP to become an icon agent. Well, here's these icon series, and these people are giving away all of their stuff. How did they get to be icon agents? How did they get to grow their business? So I can now plug my team into that training in addition to what I'm doing because there's only so much of me. There's only so many hours in a day. I can provide them leads. I was providing them leads through Boomtown is what I used. Well, now over here we have KV Core, which saved me a ton of money because it's included here. I was paying $2,000 a month for Boomtown. KV Core's provided for us. I was able to shut off Boomtown, save me 24 grand a year. But now I can provide my agents leads through KV Core, and KV Core is, in my opinion, now this might be different now because I haven't seen Boomtown for 5 years since I moved over here. But when I moved over and saw KV Core, like I've heard it called the Cadillac of CRMs. It's a powerful platform, you know. And so there's so many more things going on here with KV Core than what I had at the time with Boomtown. Now maybe Boomtown's come along, and I'm not knocking Boomtown, but again, so I'm able to provide more, and then we get the stock bonuses. I can now give the agents in my team, they can get stock bonuses for every closing that they have. They can become owners now in the company. I was never an owner.
Right.
I had a team. We had a good team, but I was underneath a brokerage. Well, I'm still underneath the brokerage of EXP, but now we're owners with EXP. I've
Right.
got thousands of shares of stock because of our production and different ways we get stock here. 5 ways that we get stock. So again, it's just like there's all these other factors things that we can give to our teams and give to the agents that come in here that they just can't get other places.
Yeah, for
So
sure. You become an equity owner.
yeah,
Now,
powerful.
you had various roles in your career, from development to high producing agent to team leader, now kind of promoting the EXP brand. Out of all those roles, what has been the most meaningful or rewarding, and why?
I gotta be honest, the role I have right now, I'm still an agent, just like every other agent out there, still doing our deals. But I get the biggest satisfaction for me is when I show an agent EXP and they get it. When they finally get it, when they finally decide they want to make the move, because I know what this can do for them. I know that this can. I think the thing about EXP, I think within 3 to 5 years here, most agents, if you're producing at all, you 3 to 5 years, if you plug into the systems, plug into the trainings that we have, plug into all that we're doing, you can have some options 3 to 5 years from now. I was with just another quick story. I was with an agent here in town, Colorado Springs. Met with him a couple of months ago. Young guy, 25, been in the business now 2 years. His first year did like 32 deals, something like that. Second year did like 50 deals. He's a hustler, go getter. He's single, young, whatever. I asked him, I said, 5 years from now, where do you want to be? Oh, I want to be top 10 in town. I want the billboards out here on the freeway. I want to be the name and face of real estate in Colorado Springs. There's a real estate story. Channel 11 News is coming to me. What do you think? I mean, he wants to be that guy. I'm like, perfect. You could be that guy. So I showed him our model. I showed him how this all works. And then I said, okay, let me ask you something. I said, now you're young, you're a hustler. I said, look, you can be that guy, whether you stay where you are now, whether you come over here, whether you start your own brokerage, you can be that guy. I can see you being that guy. You've got that personality, everything you need to be that guy. I said, now let me ask you. I said, do you want to get married someday? Oh yeah, I'm getting engaged in 3 months. I said, okay, congratulations. That's awesome. I said, do you want to have a family? Oh, definitely want to have a family. I said, okay. I said, listen to me. Please listen to me. I said, I've been in this business 21 years. If you want to be that guy and be married and have a family, you're going to at least need one or two assistants. You're going to at least need two or three other agents working with you if you want to keep your family, if you want to keep your marriage, because I've seen it. This business can eat into that. You get so goal driven that your family and everything else gets pushed over here to the side and whatever. I went through that. I didn't, I caught it. We're 28 years married now. The kids are doing great, whatever. But there was a period there where I was way out of whack with that. And I had to learn some hard lessons through that. So I told him that. So then I showed him the model though, but here's my thing. I said, look, Brandon, you could be that guy. I said, here's my thing. With what I just showed you with this model, I'd rather get to a point where 3 to 5 years from now, for me, maybe I'm doing one deal every other month and referring all the rest out, but I make more money than you doing 100 deals a year because of this model. I want my life back. I don't need the fame of being that guy.
Right.
I didn't get into this business to just win awards and trophies and plaques and be the name of real estate in Colorado Springs. I want to do the best I can. I've got big goals and I've hit a lot of those, I want to do those things. But at the end of it all, the older I get, I'm just like, that's not what's important. None of us are going to go to our graves wishing we did another deal. Oh my God, my life would have, that one deal that got away, my life would have been complete if that one deal that slipped through my fingers. Oh my God, it's been downhill ever since. No.
That's so true.
It's not going to matter. It's going to be,
Right.
at the end of it all, it's going to be, the memories we built, the impact we had on our family, how our marriage did, how our kids did, where our kids are at now, the legacy that we leave behind. Like, that's what's really going to matter.
Right.
And I think sometimes we get so out of whack on that. I mean, this guy I'm with this morning, again, he gave his brokerage $100,000. He's doing 50 deals a year. He's got 4 kids, 7, 5, 3, and 6 months. And it's completely out of balance right now. And he's trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. He's like 3 years in the business. He's doing great with his career, but family-wise, they're starting to suffer. And I showed him this model, and I showed him how this can be the answer to where, work hard, work smarter because of what we're going to teach you. And I think 3 years from now, you're taking your kids and you're, whatever. We once I figured it all out, again, we've taken our kids to Ireland twice. We did Paris 1 year for spring break. We've been to England. We've been to Mexico probably 20 times, Disney World 5 times, like 5 cruises. Like, we've traveled all over the place. And I know my kids right now, they're 26 and 23. When they're 60, they'll have memories of the castle we stayed at when we were in Ireland.
Right.
They will remember those things. That's what I remember growing up. I remember the very few vacations that we were able to take as a family.
Yeah.
and those memories. That's what I remember. And I wanted to have that with my kids. And it wasn't set up right to do it. I was so, and let me say, I built my team to get leverage, but
Mm.
it did not give me the leverage that I thought I'd get. It still would not run completely without me. Not that I don't want to be involved, but I remember going to Disney World with the kids when I had my team. This is when we were at Keller Williams and doing 200 deals a year, and my phone it's nonstop. I remember sending my wife to the park with the kids. I'll call you when I get there. 4 days out of the 10 days we were there, I'm in the hotel room on my laptop working real estate and showing up at the park at 4:30, 5 o'clock, and they've been there
Wow.
since 9. I'm like, I'm not on vacation. I just moved my
Yeah.
office to Orlando.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Pretty much.
stressed out of my mind because I know what I'm coming back to. I've got all this work to do. I'm like, I'm not getting the downtime that I need. We need that time with our friends. And what does that tell the kids? Once they get old enough and they start like, wait a minute, like that's more important than we are.
Right. Right. It becomes a habit. You know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We don't say that. We'll say our family comes first, but do your actions back that up?
Right.
Because
This
I'm
is so
telling you, a
so
lot
true.
of it didn't for me for a long time, and there are a lot of realtors I see that, I saw a post. This is a couple of months ago. I remember, and I saved this post. I took a screenshot of this post. It was a realtor here in town, great agent, phenomenal agent. Everybody knows her, and it's like 10 o'clock at night on like a Tuesday or Wednesday night, and she posts this. What a great day! Just finished. Wrote 2 offers, had a closing this morning. Showed 5 houses. Just got done writing an inspection. What a day! Whatever. It's 10 o'clock at night. Now here's the thing. I know her. She's got 3 young kids. I look at that on it. I'm like, okay. I mean, I get it. It's productive. I did it. You had a big productive day with your business. I get it. Okay. But at the end of it all, do we really want to be working until 10 o'clock at night when you've got young kids wouldn't you rather be out on the couch, watching a movie with them or playing games with them or getting some good family time, whatever. And again, I'm not down on that. I've been there, so I understand it. But I think we've got to, I don't know, we got to stop the glorification of busy. There's
Right.
something about people right now in America, and especially I see it in this business all the time. It's like we can get so busy and look at me, there's success. I'm busy, but at the expense of these things that at the end of it all are what really matter: our family, our kids, our marriage, our health. There's people that haven't been on vacation in years because of this business, but
For
they didn't
sure.
think they would be that way, but that's what it turns into. I wasn't leveraged with my team the way I thought it would be. Now with this model, I can truly be leveraged. My wife and I just got back a week ago from Italy. We were there for 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
I'm just telling you, this was off other than taking pictures. I did not make one real estate call for the 2 weeks I was there.
That sounds very relaxing.
It was awesome. I'd love to go back. We will
That's
go
awesome.
back,
Jeff,
So,
one of
but
the things, one of the
no,
things
you're good.
you talk about is the power of leverage, and you kind of mentioned that throughout the last few minutes here. But what does that mean to you? Like, what does that look like as a real estate agent or a broker?
I think, we've got a team, our team here at EXP Freedom Team. And we thought long and hard about that name. We didn't just draw names out of a hat. I mean, I think we get into this business because we want to be our own boss. We want to make our own schedule. All these different things. And the reality of it is, as you grow your business, it gets to a point where you've got 10 bosses and you've got 20 people making your schedule. You're at the beck and call of every buyer and seller you're working with, and you're pulling your hair out and going 10 different directions, and it's chaos and whatever. Like, the freedom doesn't really come. And I think that to me is what the leverage means. It's like that we have options, Um, I'll share this story. 7 years ago, I got diagnosed with prostate cancer. Now, you don't plan on that. I didn't plan on that. I just go in for an annual checkup, and oh, these numbers don't look right. Let's send you to a specialist. And oh, Mr. Morell, sorry to tell you, but yep, you've got prostate cancer. Well, we got through it. We figured it out. Had surgery. Clean bill of health ever since. It's all good. But I will tell you, here's the power of, I think, being financially leveraged in a good way. Because we had multiple streams of income coming in. This is before EXP. Okay, we had that travel business that we had built. I had my real estate team. We had some rental properties. Okay, because of all that, my wife and I, for 6 months, we had no closings of our own, on purpose, intentionally, because we didn't have to. We could focus on me getting through that, and getting my health back on track. We could focus on our marriage. We could focus on our kids. Nobody wants to hear the C word. I didn't plan on that. But the thing I try and tell everybody is, look, life happens. Life will happen to everybody watching this video at some point, in some way, shape, or form or another. It could be a family member. It could be you personally. It could be health. It could be, hopefully not, but for some it will be. All kinds of things that are out of our control. This economy right now, out of our control. Interest rates, out of our control. There's things we can do and try and help, whatever, buy downs, all this stuff, but out of our control. There's so many things that just come at us that we don't think about. And most people, again, most realtors are not ready for those curveballs when they come.
Right.
And next thing you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months go by and you can't work your business. Are you ready for that? Most agents aren't. They're not. They're out of business. They're done.
Yeah.
Or having to start over, because if you're not actively working it, well, let's face it. 3 or 4 months from now, your clients are like, Mena, who? What? They forget about who you even are. If they're getting marketing from other agents, well, you got to be on it.
Right.
You're building your business. This is a business. You're running your business. If you can't run your business and you're pulled out for 3 or 4 months because of some issue that happens, life happens, and life will happen. So again, to be leveraged in a good way financially, to have multiple streams of income coming in, and have my team and have other things, I didn't have to stress financially. We could focus on the things that really mattered and us getting through that time. And I want agents to have that, because I know it's coming at some point in some way or another. Last month, we had 3 closings of our own that all fell apart. They fell apart. Interest rates too high. Buyers couldn't afford the payments. Just different things that happened. Again, out of our control, but they fell apart. We had no closings last month, but I got paid on 58 closings because of the EXP revenue share model and what I like to call, again, our modern team. And that more than covers our bills. I'm not losing sleep at night because of what's going on right now. I'm concerned because it's real estate and I'm in the real estate and I live here, whatever, but I'm not stressed on it, because, again, there will be closings next month. We've got a team now of over 200 people in 10 states and 4 countries, and there will be closings, whether I have any myself or not.
Right.
So there's a power in that. And
how is that current modern team model, right, compared to the older traditional team model that you have?
Well, so for my team, I had my team for 13 years, and I got paid on my team's closings and my closings in this market, Colorado Springs. As long as this market's moving, team's moving. We're busy. 4 or 5 closings a month with every agent on my team. We'd average anywhere from 15, 20 closings a month as a team. Okay. Market slows down, team slows down. Sure. 2008 hit fast and hit hard. We went from having 15, 20 closings a month to 1, 2. So for me as a team leader, because I feel responsible for my team. I've got a single mom on my team. I remember back in the day. She hasn't had a closing for 3 months. I'm losing sleep at night. I'm doing everything I can do to find her a deal. I feel responsible for it. My assistant is still on payroll. My inside sales guy is still on payroll. The bills don't go away just because there's no closings this month.
Right.
I still had 13, 14 grand a month in overhead running my team, between all the marketing costs, website costs, all the payroll, all the different things we were doing to run that team. Well, now, I still get paid on my closings like I always did. Nothing changed there. But now there's no boundaries and no borders. I don't have to train them. EXP does that, although we do a lot of that for our team. We do a lot of additional things, but I don't have to do that. EXP provides 80 to 100 hours a week of live training. Everybody gets leads, KV Core, everybody, they're all set up in this way. I'm not responsible anymore for them in that sense. There's just a freedom of this. So here's that modern team. Here's the traditional team. Now there's people who have both. Right. And we'll help you do both. If someone wants to come over and they have a team or they want to build a team, well, I can help you build a regular team. I had it. But I think what you'll find after a while here is I'm not sure. I realize after a while, I don't need that team,
Yeah, I guess it depends what kind of business you're trying to go for, right? And what kind of lifestyle you're looking to have too.
Totally.
Right? Yeah. Jeff, I'm gonna ask you a few rapid fire questions here to kind of close us
Sure.
off. If you were starting your business today, current economy, modern technology, what would you focus on as an agent?
I mean, I think you got to be on it technology wise, but I think the biggest thing is get around the right people as quickly as possible. You know, take as many, find the top agents in your market, call them up, and let them know. I'm a new agent. I've seen you all over town. I know what you're doing. I would love to buy you a coffee and just pick your brain for an hour. And most agents will do that, and get some time, get around the right people, get in there, collaborate with people that I learned a long time ago. If I'm the smartest guy in the room, I'm in the wrong room.
Hmm.
I want to be around people that are going to take me up to this level. I to this day I do that. I'm always trying to reach up, reach up, reach up to grow. That's how you grow. So I would say, if anything, I would say, yeah, get around the right people, collaborate, pick the brains, take them out to lunch, take them out, you're going to write that off, whatever. That'd be the best cup of coffee you've had. You will learn so much from just getting around people who've been in the business a while, and learning from them. They can share all kinds of things with you. So yeah, that'd be a quick answer to that.
Awesome. So yeah, I think that's a great advice to all agents, no matter if you're new or seasoned. But I'll ask you
Absolutely.
one more, or for an additional one, one advice for new agents entering the business.
Um, Again, I think leverage yourself, get out there, meet the people, go also and meet vendors. Find a, like, I don't know, look up some roofers. Go find a roofer, and just let them know, hey, I'm in real estate. I'm new to real estate. I'm looking to partner. I need some business partners. I need a roofer. I need an inspector. I need a landscaper. I need a house painter. I need, find those different things like that, and then go meet with them and find out about their business. Listen to them. Ask them questions. Learn about their business. And then you'll be able to share about your business. Give them a stack of your cards. Get a stack of their cards and seriously work that a little bit.
Right.
And so again, they want more business.
Sure.
They're around people, though. They might be going in to paint that house because they're getting ready to sell the house this spring. They might
Exactly.
be getting a new roof put on because, again, they're getting their house ready to put on the market. Landscaping, same kind of thing. But they all know people, and you could let them know, hey, anybody you send to me, man, we're gonna work together here. I'll get your cards out, you get my cards out. Go out and meet as many people as you can. Build up like a kind of a pipeline of people, vendors, that can help send you business. Um, I did that early on, and that paid off in huge ways. I need these business partners.
Right.
I'll get out your cards, you get out mine. Let's work together here. How can we work together? Because they're around people that are getting ready to make some moves. That's one
Right.
thing
You're,
you do.
you're potential clients.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. But then again, meet, like I said, I think the last question, that answer would apply to the new agents as well. Go meet with the seasoned agents and pick their brains.
How
Learn
about
from
for
them.
the seasoned agents? One advice for them.
Um, I think for the seasoned agents, I mean, again, it's like, build it right, build it smart. Um, Technology. In the last year, I've been working on building up a YouTube channel. I never had a YouTube channel. Um, I don't know, I kind of shied away from technology to some degree, but I think you've got to keep up with it in this business because you will go the way of Blockbuster if you don't. I mean, I think it's just, there's so many ways right now. I mean, YouTube is huge. YouTube right now,
Right.
because Google owns YouTube. If you do a Google search on your computer, I mean, what do you see? You scroll down a little bit. Here's the
The
top
videos.
couple searches, and then you see videos,
Yeah.
right? And so there's lots of ways that you could build up a YouTube channel with valuable information, and you could, title it. I mean, I don't know. Think about something like, for me, buying a home in Colorado Springs. I could go around to different neighborhoods in Colorado Springs and do a 5-minute video on the benefits of that neighborhood. Here's the local restaurants in that neighborhood. Maybe go interview a guy that owns a restaurant. Here's where a place that everybody likes to go eat, a coffee shop, whatever. But I could build. Here's the advantage. Here's the power of living in this neighborhood. Here's the benefits of this neighborhood. Here's the whatever. And I could create a playlist. You could create a playlist of the home buying process. Interview a lender. Take 7-8 minutes and interview a lender. And what a first time home buyer needs to do. at the beginning. Here's the credit thing that has to happen. Here's what you don't do when you're in the process. Don't open an account here at the furniture store. Don't open an account here. Don't go buy a new car. Like, just, you could put together like a playlist of the process
Right.
of buying a home. You do that one time, 5 years from now, that process hasn't changed much, I'm sure,
Yeah.
but now you got this playlist. So you get a buyer lead that comes in off a website. And what do? You send them, first of all, send them a video message. Hey, thanks for getting on my website, whatever. I did send you a list of homes, but I'm Jeff Morell. I've been in real estate, blah, 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 whatever. Send them a video message. They're getting calls from 4 or 5 other agents because they've been on 4 or 5 other agents' websites. You send them a video message, they're going to get back to you. You just made yourself stand out above the others. And then, every lead that comes in, you send them a link to that playlist that you got, 4 or 5 videos on the home buying process. You're creating credibility. You're creating rapport with them. They can see you. There's a connection in video that you don't just get by making a phone call or
Right.
sending a text. So things like that with technology that we can leverage. That's the thing I love about video. You do it one time and it's working for you 24/7.
Right.
you
No,
know
I
and
love
and
that.
and that builds over time, so you could really build something that would, a great way to leverage your time, over time. But seasoned agents who've been around for 15, 20 years say, YouTube, I don't need YouTube. No, 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 no. You need YouTube.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
I love that. What's your big message to all real estate professionals? If you had kind of one big message that you're, shouting from the mountaintops.
oh man, I'd be honestly, look at EXP. I mean, it's just, if I could shout it out, because again, it's a different model. I love working with agents. I love the mindset of agents. I love the entrepreneurial spirit of real estate agents. I remember when I first got in the business and I sat down with my first broker, about 2 or 3 weeks before I got started. Good friend of mine. He's like, "What's your biggest concern about coming into real estate?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, like the fact that my wife is home with the kids and it's all on me and it's 100% commission scared the heck out of me. Like, oh my God, no closings, no money."
Yeah.
And he laughed. And he said, he'd been in the business 25 years. He said, "Well, he's got to change your mindset on commissions." He's like, do you want to be told how much you're worth by, here's an hourly wage or a salary, whatever, or do you want to determine what you're worth? Here, you get what you're worth. If the more people you talk to, the more money you're going to make. It's a numbers game. You just got to get out there where the people are, meet the people, and the more people you meet, the more people you will find somebody looking to buy or sell a house. And I had a closing my first 60 days in the business. I mean, because I met somebody at Starbucks, complete stranger. And sure enough, they're listing their house in the Army, getting transferred out of town, and they need somebody to list their house. I got in the door, and I got the listing, and it worked. So I think, if anything, though, I would just say to shout that out, like, look at this model, because again, I know what it can do for you. Because as your business grows, eventually it does get to a point where it probably isn't set up the way you thought it would be. You don't have as much time with your family. You
Right.
don't get the vacations where you're not on your laptop or your phone while you're on vacation. You don't have the leverage that you truly want to have, and this model can solve that in multiple ways,
Awesome.
which is why we're growing. When people see it, they can't
Yeah.
unsee it. But the other time, we will help you build your business. I mean, you get it, because again, like, that collaboration here is huge. I've got more relationships with agents now than I've had my 21 years in the business, which doesn't make sense because we're a virtual brokerage. But
Right.
I'm telling you, it works here. The Zooms we're doing, we're meeting up twice a year at the shareholders meeting and the convention and
Right.
other EXP events, and locally we're doing happy hours and lunches and all kinds of things, whatever. I've got more relationships now than I've ever had in my business. And that collaboration, because these agents are some of the top agents literally in the business, there's no way it doesn't take your business up. So we'll help you grow your business, but we'll help you learn how to really leverage your time and get multiple streams of income for what you're already going to be doing anyway. You're
Yeah.
going to make more money here.
And
You
and
know,
that collaboration. I mean, we don't have time to go into it, but it's
it's
kind of hard
huge.
to describe. People say
It
that's our
is.
secret sauce, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's huge here. It really is. It's phenomenal, the collaboration. I think there's a mindset shift when you have ownership in the company.
Sure.
As we get those stock bonuses, I mean, people are sharing things that they probably wouldn't be sharing otherwise, because again, this is my stuff. This is how I got to be where I'm at. Well, here, I'll share everything, because the better we all do, the better our brand does, the better, the more agents want to join us, the better our stock does, all that kind of stuff. So everybody is sharing at a level here that I've never seen before,
Yeah, no, I
and
think
that's huge.
that's very consistent. From a lot of people. I think a lot of people echo that statement.
Yeah.
Um, Jeff, if you could suggest one person for me to interview, if you can think of someone, who would it be?
Oh man. See, here's what I like to do is I like to go on EXP Life, and see the agents that are in there, read their stories. And then I've reached out to many of those agents, and almost everyone I've talked to, they've all been, I think everyone I've talked to has
Amazing.
been like, sure, I'll do an interview with you,
Yeah,
because there's a lot of great stories here, there's a lady I did an interview with, Karen Johnson. I've never met Karen Johnson, but she's with EXP. I saw her story on EXP Life. I called her up. She's in Georgia, and we did an interview, and it was a great interview. I mean, and she has a powerful story. Her husband passed away um, a while back from cancer. And for 18 months, she was able to be with him and really step out of her business to be with him the last 18 months that he was alive, because of the EXP model. She was able to do that,
that's
and I
awesome.
mean, there's so many powerful stories like that with the agents here, and again, that whole idea that life happens. I mean, we talked about that in that interview. So anyway, I love reaching out to, there's all kinds of agents. I love talking to the new agents. Why, how's it been for you? I love talking to the agents that have been here for, 4 or 5 years. They came over from another brokerage, or they brought their brokerage over here. There's lots of people though that you could reach out to for sure. Lots of stories to tell. I love hearing the stories. Everybody's got a story. You got a
Yeah,
story. I need to interview you.
yeah, yeah.
So
We'll have to do it another time.
I
That's
would
definitely
love
a
to.
thing.
I would love to. So
Jeff, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time and for sharing. I learned a lot. I took a lot of gems from it myself, and I'm sure a lot of
appreciate that.
people will. Um, so thank you so much once again, and enjoy
You're
the rest of
welcome.
your day.
Thank you very much. You too. I appreciate your time. Okay.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you.